some element of scaling, but when you look at TL and OG going toe-to-toe, I don't know if it's going to be enough.
So I have seen some, in solo queue, some kind of hybrid AP Kai'Sa making its way around in mid lane. Certainly not a super common pick, but I've been seeing the kind of AP version of it a lot more than AD when it is played mid lane, so it's possible that we are getting something along those lines. This also could just be their fallback pattern. I mean, if Alphari is building AP for Karma top, and you have a farming AD Kai'Sa mid, if he's able to perform well against the Lux, then hey, you still have a really powerful scaling marksman. That being said, the engage may leave a little bit something to be desired. Origen, though, looking for a 4-man invade on top side. No one going to be there from Liquid to meet them, and they have a devastatingly strong level 1, so that is why I think Liquid has kind of warded that entrance brush and is sitting so far back on the bottom side. They really do not want to risk running into these guys. And I think we're even going to see Impact take the long way around the jungle. There's no reason you should risk running into Karma, Lee Sin, Pantheon, and Taliyah, some of the 4 strongest level 1 champions in the game.
And you can see him hugging the side of that wall, painfully aware of the danger that could be lurking for him.
He's even going to wait back at his tier 2 tower, I think, until the lane starts, because they know, how bad a game can go off of a tragic level 1. So certainly taking all the possible precautions.
And now, of course, we're just going to see a standard bot lane leash for the side of TL, starting out from Sona. Taric, once again, eyes of Taric to CS in the early game, see what OG can do to stop that, to delay the inevitable spell thieves stacking from Sona, before she can start farming. And top lane, I'm actually genuinely excited to see. Impact has been, I won't call him an unsung hero anymore. People think I've been singing his praises plenty after MSI, but has been stepping up in performance, and I think another opportunity for him to go toe-to-toe with EU top laners is always exciting to see.
Yeah, so Xmithie, I think, is just assuming that because they didn't see them on the bot side, that it was a top side invade, and it was. He should have been spotted perhaps by this ward. I'm not sure if he actually did flag drag over the Dragon Pit or not, but he's just assuming, I think, that it's going to be vertical jungling, and that's why he's going up to that blue buff. He could look to try to come behind this Origen bottom lane, but this has been warded out, so he's just going to continue farming this away. But Kold is actually not into vertical jungling just yet. He's still just kind of power farming inside of the map. If he does not go down into vertical jungling, this can result in Xmithie getting a couple camps in the advantage. And he's actually going to go over and find that his blue buff is gone. So, a nice little start here for Xmithie is he's going to have the couple additional camps to retreat back to, and we'll even be able to sweep out this ward, which is going to mean that Origen has to play it a little bit more carefully, not knowing if Xmithie will commit the time to kind of sit around and try to gank this shortly after knocking down that ward.
And he was unspotted by the ward. It did have a confirmed by production before that moment, so...
Yeah, I think he flag and dragged over the Dragon Pit to try to avoid any potential ward.
And I think good that he was there around the level 2 point. Of course, that's really where the kill pressure starts to ramp up for the Taliyah Pantheon.
Now that they know he actually did go into that vertical jungle, you're seeing Kold try to go over and counter the blue. It looks like he will be able to do this. He has his lanes pushing in right now, and we'll kind of find out how many camps he's going to be able to match back. Karma is going to be shoving very heavily in the early lane. The Kai'Sa, certainly had been kind of sitting back a little bit now, but it is Xmithie, not trying to head up to that top side, so he's happy with just splitting the map. And I think TL in general should be happy playing an even game in the early stages. You don't need to try to fight for something like a free buff. You can just be happy. The longer the game goes without anything crazy happening, the better and better it gets for TL, right? So as long as you can keep eyes on them, you're going to be really, really feeling good about this. And Jensen utilizing that passive very well.
Nukeduck still stepping forward, has to be careful. Lux, of course, notoriously long cooldowns in the early game. Kold now stepping forward, but Xmithie is here. Big level advantage for Kold as well. Stepping forward, same level, is going to miss the kick. Does get locked up there. Immediate CC has to flash out. Not quite perfectly timed, so Kold is able to escape.
I don't understand why Kold just didn't walk out the top. Like, he could have just walked up towards his red buff and avoided that completely. Instead, he makes a very risky play, trying to actually go towards the Lux through the Jarvan that he sees. Ends up having to blow his flash. So, key playmaking ability there now down for the Lee Sin, and Doublelift here making his way towards mid lane, perhaps expecting to be able to counter some sort of a play, but CoreJJ going to be a bit exposed here now on the bottom side. As Doublelift just showing up, I think he's helping to try to reset this wave, actually. The wave definitely not in a great position now for them on this bottom side. But
Mithy, Nukeduck is going to be able to make it out to safety, but good use of the flag and drag there to force the flash from Nukeduck, and Nukeduck not going to be able to approach the tower. And crucial here for Doublelift, he's going to be able to grab these free stacks. Kold's on the backside, but 3 members strong. He cannot commit to that. Taliyah, however, on the roam up, maybe they can find a play here.
Yeah, I mean, if Doublelift can actually force, this Taliyah Pantheon bot lane to split up, I do think it's actually fairly good for them. They have to be careful about this, though.
Back there for Jensen, but there's no follow-up CC. That's all that they've got now.
But I mean, if you look down to the bottom side, if CoreJJ is going to be able to farm, evenly against the Pantheon, you're feeling so good about that. Taric outscales this Pantheon ridiculously hard. The Pantheon Taliyah is really 100% about the setup with the Pantheon stun and the fling for the full 100-0 combo. If you're not actually grouping up, if you're not together, that is certainly very, very good. So Doublelift just showing up mid lane, poking away at that turret a little bit, getting some Spell Thief's gold here, and CoreJJ is sitting bottom lane farming evenly against this, but Doublelift does have to be careful here.
Knockback is there, the follow-up immediately. They're going to try to find this one Kold over the wall. Good first blood pickup on the side of OG. Doublelift a little too confident stepping forward there.
Yeah, I mean, Doublelift needed to flash that. As soon as you see the seismic shove is going to land, there's no real excuse. You need to flash. If you get hit by that full combo, you will die. He does elect to just sit on that summoner and is going to go down as a result. They're looking for Patrik now, though.
The knockback comes out once again. Mithy is going to step forward, but CoreJJ still strong in his own right. No mana, however, left. Will still force them back. The creep wave massive for the side of TL.
Yeah, they really need to push it in and get it reset. That is why they are actually pushing for this so heavily, and that is why Xmithie is now down here on the bottom side. They need to get this wave in. It's been kind of meandering around and stuck in this middle position where they've been losing a lot of creeps actually to the enemy creeps here essentially. So we'll get that reset, but it does cost Doublelift his flash. And remember, not having a flash that first all-in, he is now going to be summonerless for a potential second one. If he does get hit, he will go down. So let's watch this one more time. As soon as you see the seismic shove is on you, you have to flash that. 100%, you need to flash back into the brush. That would have cost him his summoner. Yes, that sucks, but you do keep your life in that sort of a spot. Mithy, though, quick, as soon as he didn't flash it to punish him, flashes in, has the follow-up stun, and they are able to get the burst down and didn't even need to use the Ignite, which is pretty critical. But overall, I would say TL are still pretty happy with how this game has gone. You are down 700-800 gold, but that is honestly very, very okay, given the compositions and given the position you're at with Sona, sitting at level 4, CoreJJ is level 5, he's working towards his 6. Once these guys hit their ultimates, they're going to be feeling so much more safe and secure in this 2v2, and CoreJJ is actually almost 6. He's very, very close because he got a lot of solo experience while Doublelift did roam away.
And here comes Xmithie. Is he going to find the flag and drag? Waiting in the fog of war, will not commit for it in the end. Controller will now spot him out, stop when he plays in motion. Mithy hitting level 6, but Pantheon level 6, while it does get you across the map, not going to be crucial in this 2v2.
No, definitely not, unless they can kind of get Team Liquid to overextend. But TL now has the wave in their favor on that bottom side. The wave is pushing towards them, so now it's up to Origen to overextend and kind of push this out, try to get the wave reset. That's, again, why they are calling their jungler down. And we've seen so much jungle action down around this bottom side, even just to try to protect the members to get this here. But Jensen is around as well.
A lot of damage down onto Xmithie. Can they take down Patrik? Is he going to just flash right up the wall? Kold now needs to retreat. Mithy potentially in trouble, but both sides just seem set to back off. Binding will not connect. In the end, not a lot going to be burned. Does force the flash out from Patrik.
Yep, so certainly still in TL's favor. Impact needs to back off. He's going to get caught by that tether.
A lot of damage here.
Look at the slow.
You do not want to fight Karma in an extended fight. Another burn, maybe hammer form.
He could be dead here.
Just gonna walk him down. This is the Karma special. The early flash forward to make sure it connects. Alphari grabbing the solo kill on the top side.
Yeah, absolute outplay for Alphari. Impact needs to know better than that. With the 9-12 changes, Karma slows are so big. If you do kind of chase down, you can get run down so easily. And this is the tank Karma. You can see the Glacial bought up there already. He is going to be working towards likely an Iceborne, I would assume. Probably going to be going Iceborne. Sometimes people go Iceborne into AP. Sometimes it is Iceborne Spirit Visage. But here, this is one more time. In fact, you do not want to jump forward into this. You get the tether on. You continually hit this Qs, and it's very easy to kind of sit outside that melee range.
Oh, here comes Pantheon. Leap right in. The Taric going to buy a bit more time, though. Doublelift able to make it out so far. Xmithie on the way in. Level 6 for the Jarvan. Flag, the drag, the Cataclysm will not come out. OG going to back away.
And that is that critical level 6 for Taric. Didn't even have to blow the exhaust there. Did have some of the solo experience as Doublelift was roaming. Kold's going to stay around in the area, though. And they do have a ward in the brush, so they certainly know Xmithie is here. But Smithie's job, definitely just to protect this bottom lane, trying to keep them safe from any potential dives. CoreJJ farming fairly well. Certainly the gold lead will be to the Origen side in this bottom lane, but Sona Taric kind of expected to be losing there. Elsewhere on the map, very even, and it's actually the tier build here for Nukeduck, so did rush the Manamune. You do actually get the tier procs on your Q, so that coming out, I do believe you can get some hits there. There was an interaction there that I had been told about.
So the Death Dance interaction that they nerfed about making it single target was taken away around the Death Dance patch. However, it's still incredibly strong, and with the 10 AD buff given, it now gets you to 100 AD when combined with the Rage Blade as well as, or no, just the Rage Blade rather, it should be enough.
Yeah. So still going to be going AD. It is not the AP build that I had been thinking may have come out. Either way, it will be TL heading over to this Dragon. This is an Infernal. They want to fight for this, and all 5 members of TL are moving down here.
A bit more time immediately. The leap forward. Nukeduck on the backside. Big Lux Salt. Only going to hit one. It's not going to matter. 3 quick kills picked up. Nukeduck now running for his life. Can he take down CoreJJ? It's him versus the world. Wants to take down the Taric. The healing is there. The dazzle is there. But Nukeduck will find a kill and flash out in fashion. Not enough, however, as TL takes the fight.
Yeah, 3 for 1 there for TL and the Infernal. Very big win for Team Liquid. We're going to be really happy about that one. Here it is one more time as TL and Origen do battle it out. Origen did not have teleport on their top laner. They decided to go for the fight, though, as Jayce is not yet here. But in the 4v4, the Cataclysm comes down, the Sona ult, the Taric stun, all layered across, as well as that Lux ultimate. Nukeduck, nice sidestep on that final Dazzle stun to be able to get the 5th hit of that passive and actually execute CoreJJ. Very well done from him there, but it is still in a heavily losing fight. And Team Liquid, getting closer to those items that they need to really start to kind of be feeling quite secure in this game.
And you talk about the compositional differences, and we saw it right there. The sheer amount of, potentially game-changing ultimates on the side of TL versus, a lot of utility on the side of Alphari, Patrik, the ability to roam the map. Mithy, yes, Pantheon, you can have those big, glorious moments, but they're very infrequent. And we talked about the pressure on OG to find an early game lead, to snowball this game out of control. It's an okay lead, but it is not enough that they can calm down anytime soon.
No, definitely not. And there are always the opportunities to try to kind of play side lanes and utilize the Pantheon and the Taliyah to try to make collapses and try to play a very scrappy game. Certainly TL would want to be group 5 and utilize their strengths, but now they're going to get a pick.
Locked up and burned down instantly. You can see the Executioner's calling, and Mithy's back pocket will not let that hit deal through. Xmithie, though, there to shadow him. Are going to be able to use the demolish. Maybe look to break a single plate here. Will not commit for the second one. Patrik going down. A little bit more damage. Ready to lock up Mithy. Has to be careful about the 1v1, though. Pantheon still decently strong at this point in the game.
Yeah, certainly doesn't have too much in the way of damage, but you do still have to respect it. Grab the early Executioners for that healing debuff that he will be able to apply. But as much as Team Liquid will be feeling good about, 5v5, Origen can do what they just did there. They can look around for picks. They have established a lot of vision. You can see in this topside river, they're trying to kind of set up this zone of control as we actually are going into a pause. But all along this area, they have wards to kind of cover their roams up and down this map, and that is going to allow them to essentially be roaming back and forth between mid and top lane very, very quickly, threatening potential dives on impact, threatening potential dives and collapses on that bottom side. And CoreJJ, who is trying to fight for vision in that topside river, does get picked off as a result. So it's this sort of scrappy play that Origen can now kind of fall back to, as their early game was definitely not dominant, with this Taliyah Pantheon, not dominant with the Lee Sin. We'll see if they're going to be able to actually pull through in this mid game, because really I would say their kind of biggest lead right now is up in that top lane. But Tank Karma doesn't really excel in the 5v5. It's more of kind of this abusive 1v1 style of play where you have the Sheen procs, you have the Klepto, you can poke away at turrets pretty well with your auto attacks, and pretty strong in the 1v1, but not devastating in the 5v5 where she doesn't usually have enough burst damage to really change things up.
Or enough AP scaling really to maximize the shielding that you can give to the rest of your team. And of course, scaling not the name of the game for OG. Pauses, however, are we do have a brief one on stage. Mithy's peripherals have lost power, so we will be getting that fixed and back into game as quick as we can. In the meantime, though, I think I like the way TL has been playing. It feels like Xmithie's been shadowing the lanes very well. Now, there are a few moments where you can see that OG get away with it. Doublelift probably should have flashed on the bottom side, but otherwise, pretty clean, pretty comfortable game for TL. Sitting back, scaling up, knowing that they are really not under the pressure to be the big playmakers until they have a few more items under their belt. Yeah, definitely the case. And, the USB hub for Mithy, the cord came a little bit loose. It seemed got jiggled a bit. So it is all fixed up now. We are resuming. We're going to be heading right back into the game. But yeah, TL certainly has not played flawless. Impact getting solo kill on the top side, I think certainly a mistake there. He opted into that fight, jumping forward, then getting punished for it. And, Doublelift getting picked off on that bottom side, certainly I think a mistake there as well. But
you know, Origen has kind of capitalized when TL has made mistakes. But overall, TL, I think, is going to be pretty happy about the position that they're in. They have incredibly strong late game, incredibly strong scaling. And despite the fact that Origen will want to play this kind of scrappy, avoid TL style, when you have Sona, Taric, Lux, in a post 20 minutes in that later game, one of the things you can always do is just go to Baron and force them to come to you.
Absolutely, but in the meantime, OG will get the flash on the top side from Jensen. The instant ult to stop any more pressure. However, enough damage coming out, as well as the Aegis passive to stop any fall from the tower. And just in time, as turret plating is 30 seconds away from falling. But Impact on the bottom side is going to get a big amount of gold going into his back pocket as he is uncontested breaking plates on the bottom side.
Yeah, exactly. So that ult just to kind of buy time, try to clear out a wave. He is going to be able to get one more plate, potentially finish off that turret before the 14-minute mark. And you know, this is actually a race for first turret. I'm surprised Origen didn't stay around to actually try to guarantee that. It will actually be, as a result, TL that get the first turret. You know, there were multiple members up there from Origen. They don't even knock down the turret. So I do think a little bit of a mistake there. Not the end of the world, though, as they are working likely on that Rift Herald. I could see Lee Sin over there in the river. Will be probably trying to grab that for his team. So yeah, Rift Herald will fall for Origen. They can certainly use this top lane if they want, just guarantee the turret, or mid lane to try to kind of threaten that. If you could take down that mid lane turret, I think that would be critical for Origen to try to open up the map and expand their kind of areas of power where they can look more and more for some of these kind of picks. And you know, taking down that first ring of towers allows them to go for much more aggressive plays with the Pantheon ult, with the Taliyah ultimate. And we haven't even seen the Taliyah ultimate used thus far in 14 minutes of gameplay.
Interesting as well that the Taliyah is opting for just the early double magic pen items, not seeing a Ludens, not seeing a Lost Chapter coming out. So Patrik very clearly focused on having a bit of kill pressure there, not as worried about the wave clear.
Yeah. And I think that makes sense, right? You know, when you're thinking about how this Pantheon Taliyah combo is supposed to actually work, it's about the one shot, right? And that's why he's going Electrocute. That is why he's going double Spell Pen instead of building more mana and things like Airy that you sometimes see, or other options. Impact, though, getting collapsed on here.
Locked up, Lee Sin coming through. Sonic Wave is going to connect. Nice sidestep.
Yeah. Jigs?
Yeah. That's what you call synergy, folks.
All right, down to the bottom side as Impact does survive. You can see this next dragon may be a point of contest. We'll find out, does TL actually want to take this fight? You know, Origen right now feel like they're trying to force something, and they are looking for Xmithie. TL would like to 5v5, but also scaling is the name of the game for their composition, so they're going to try to land some poke here with the Jayce, and now they're going in!
Follow up immediately. Taliyah's just taken out. Team Liquid in total control of that mid lane fight as they find the quick pick.
Yeah, really well done there. The double flash from Doublelift and Xmithie going in. And now, poke does not matter at all against this composition. You can see Origen going to have to completely give up this objective. I talked about how easily you can actually work on that Baron because you have so much healing, so much shielding. Now with a Mountain Dragon to their name, that just gets that much easier. So Origen losing out around both of these neutral objectives. And you know, as we see more and more of these items coming through, as the Archangels get fully stacked up, Sona becomes harder to burst down, and it just gets more and more difficult for these guys.
And we look at the burst options, and yes, you have a Lee Sin. He's looking comfortable with Warrior. Yes, you have the Taliyah Pantheon combo, but Kai'Sa and Tank Karma are not a part of that burst combo, and I actually favor the burst on the side of TL at this stage of the game.
Yeah. I mean, if you can actually hit a stun, you know, with the Pantheon, you still, I think, can one-shot some of the squishies potentially with that Taliyah combo. But you know, I think the name of the game again is going to be scrappy play. It's going to be diving in. You know, one of the things that Kai'Sa does have is the follow-up ultimate. You know, if you Pantheon ult in on a side lane on someone, you hit them with a stun, plasma is applied, you can ult in to follow up. Because I don't think that they really will be having a great time in organized 5v5 if they are not getting a pick to start the fight. So we'll see if they can kind of play out this very interesting composition that they have drafted for themselves here.
Interesting to see what the options are. For now, it's going to be assigning Patrik into the mid lane. Nukeduck going to go on the top side, but Patrik once again the center of attention here. This time the flash available will just be able to make it out. Mithy already spotted on the ward. Herald used on the bottom side. The Karma going to welcome this backup to break the first tier 1 tower. Now Impact potentially in trouble if he doesn't know Kold is coming, but is now spotted out on vision, so Impact knows just to back off. Meanwhile, TL and the rest of the map will use this opportunity to looks like to reset as both the Lux and the J4 will return to base.
Yeah, going to try to head down, and I think TL for the most part are going to be having to really watch their lane assignments very well. You don't want to be caught up too much in just chasing Origen around the map. but also if you ignore their plays on the side lanes too heavily, and they can pull off a dive on impact, then they can start knocking down turrets. So it really is this delicate balance, and a lot of that is going to play around how well can TL maintain vision, because thus far, it is actually Origen getting a lot more wards, on this bottom side. You can see 4 or 5 wards in that area. TL trying to fight back, trying to extend their vision forward, but it really is Origen with the more aggressive warding on this side of the map.
And right now, it's giving them that setup, that comfort, move in deeper, trying to secure mid lane priority. Obviously difficult as the Sona and Taric continue to scale away, slowly building towards that Lich Bane. We are at a point of the game where it's pretty much all eyes on Mithy. Release in to maybe get a play kicked off here. Fortunately, still has to be careful about stepping forward. Mithy waiting in the wings. Kold now going to be the center of attention. The CC is there. The crescendo, however, will not connect, and Kold will be able to make it out to safety.
Yeah, the dazzle hit, but the flash comes through from Kold. He is able to get out with his ult and flash. Doublelift not able to connect on his ultimate as a result, and at least in though pushed back again, and every time Lee has no flash available, that playmaking opportunity certainly gets reduced very, very heavily. You can see Xmithie, it looks like, is just going Cinder Hulk into Black Cleaver, probably full tank out of that. You do want your Jarvan in this type of composition to be able to deal some damage and to kind of be an additional threat of physical damage, but certainly not necessary for him to be full squishy, full DPS style of play, because you're looking for long fights.
He said before, the knock is going to be crucial. Can they kill Doublelift before it comes down? Buying a bit more time. He will go invulnerable. 2.5 seconds. Kold going to fish, but will not find the Sonic Wave. And now it's disaster for OG. Locked in the cage and knocked down in an instant. Impact line forward. Alphari still taking, but it doesn't matter. He threads the needle. He finds the kill. Locked up under the tower. Tank Karma, but not tanky enough. Impact grabs the double.
Yeah, they're going to knock down this turret. They can push for 2 here. TL battling back. Origen cannot get the kill on Doublelift, and look at Doublelift now back to full health pretty much here. Healing right back up. They will knock down 2 turrets, get 3 kills to 0, and Team Liquid feeling like they are taking full control.
Absolutely are. We can take a look back now at this replay, see exactly how it unfolded, where OG felt they had the opportunity.
Yep, flashing in. They do hit the combo, but you can see the heals coming out from both the Bastion shield, the Doublelift shield that is coming out on your W, and then flash in from Xmithie. Ult hits 2. Jensen there with the follow-up from the Lux, and then the Shock Blast threaded the needle from Impact, gets 1 kill, and they're able to knock down the second. Tank Karma certainly not able to stand up in that fight, and Alphari is going back into AP. You can see Chalice, you can see working towards Leandries. So trying to have more of kind of that supportive style and be more effective in the team fights, but gonna really have a difficult time, I think, unless Nukeduck can free fire in these long fights. And even then, there's just too much shielding and healing from TL unless you get that initial kill.
If your game plan is to team fight the Karma Taric, it is not a good game plan.
Yeah, but I mean, here it is again. A good dragon coming up here for TL. It is the Infernal spawning in 10. TL's actually just running down mid lane here. They have mid lane priority. They are looking for this inhibitor tower. Origen have to make a decision. Do you just give it up and actually try to take the Infernal? It looks like they're sending Nukeduck to solo the dragon. The rest of them are coming home. Now Kold going back to the dragon, so they're just giving up the inhibitor here and trying to trade. They may try to pull off some sort of a trap and punish TL on the way out, but they do at least get an Infernal.
And there's no one there to punish the hood and clear wall, but there's no follow-up, so congrats on the Infernal, but giving up the inhibitor is brutal at this stage of the game. TL in absolute control. OG trying something, but it is not looking very effective.
Yeah, I mean, Origen just making the decision that, hey, we can't contest anyway, so let's just try to get something else, right? If you say you cannot 5v5, then give it up. Try to get, the kind of best of a bad situation. TL now, pink inside and outside the pit. They can start this Baron up anytime they want because there's no threat of the Baron getting them low with Taric and Sona. And now they're going to set up this trap here on the side, looking for Origen.
Steroid leaping in, Xmithie ulting, locking down 3. Now they're all going to be invulnerable. They just going to walk through this Origen lineup. A shielded up Nukeduck may try to fire back, but Mithy way too squishy, cannot step forward like that. Nukeduck locked him as well. Ooh, the laser doesn't even need to find a target. He's dead before it drops. Alphari, the last man standing. They can chase if they want, but it might not be worth their while. Impact looks for a little bit of revenge here, but he'll advise to 1v1 against Alphari at this stage of the game. He will just walk away eventually.
Just leave the Karma alone. Go take the Baron.
Take the Baron. What are you to take Karma? Are they gonna? Can they kill him? Thank you, Ace. We're through for TL. Finally, the tank Karma dies.
And they're going to TP over to the Baron pit. This will be theirs, very likely. Kold is up, but we'll see if he can actually get there in time. Patrik has TP back in as well. We'll see if TL is punished at all for kind of spending that time chasing, but I think the Baron should be gone before Origen can really respond.
Ooh, taken out. The Pantheon ult, he's going to feel real bad about that one when he lands right into the meat grinder of the opposing squad. Patrik is forced to flash away. Doublelift incredibly low. But the healing is there. CoreJJ out of mana. OG, they can win the fight if they can find it, but it doesn't look like they're going to get the chance.
Yeah, TL should be able to all get safely back to base. They're going to get a blue buff as a consolation prize, but a very small one at that. All the items coming through here. And here's the replay one more time, utilizing this Jarvan Lux combo so effectively. You can see the acceleration gate in. Xmithie flashes forward. The Bastion dazzle, stunning multiple Lux ult coming through. And when Taric lands, but they're looking for a pick on the side lane. Oh my
No,
God!
he kills him. Kold can even find the kill now. The healing coming through has to land the Sonic Wave, but Jensen is here. There's so much shielding. Kold realizes he's got more than he can do. The body land. Boom, boom, bye, baby. Rampage for Jensen.
Click, click, boom! Jensen on the Lux. Popping off here. The shields are in full effect, and TL marching it down to USA Chance.
And the LCS studio has woke up. No longer the library for Europe, but definitely a rowdy crowd for North America. TL pushing down on the top side. Like they're ready to end the game. I don't think Origen have much left in the tank.
No, I don't think they do either. TL is looking so ridiculously strong. Kold not even alive. Another inhibitor tower will fall here.
That's a level 10 Taliyah. That doesn't do anything. They're backing away. Nukeduck incredibly low. Patrik throwing some rocks. Not a lot going to happen quite yet. Big shock blast though. Impact doing a ton of damage here. And Team Liquid walking the Baron minions in, slowly but surely poking away at the enemy composition. OG need to pull the trigger now or they will just lose the game.
I don't really think they have any trigger to pull at this point. They're playing with the Nerf gun, and TL is looking very, very strong. They're just going to wait for the supers to come in mid lane, and I think this is going to do it.
Last dance, Mithy goes in, they just immediately Taric off. They're going to be able to manage to grab one, but no, in the end, nobody going to die. Impact, and the rest of the team still alive. Nukeduck taken down where he stands. Only Alphari left up. TL might go for a little bit of BM, and he certainly had a chance. NA, though, going to keep their eye on the prize, not interested in the tank karma. Or are they? Instead, dance on him, Impact! You earned it! And that's going to be the win for TL.
A well-played game here from Team Liquid.